It's September the 3rd, I believe, Friday, 2010. It's approximately noon Pacific Standard Time. And I feel like I need to make a vlog because before I left for my station here, I saw that there had been an earthquake in Christchurch in New Zealand, a 7.2. And I don't want this to turn into an apology video for not logging a watch for the coronal hole that's associated with that event the past couple of days, past week. I've been dealing with some very, very difficult, dark stuff from unseen hands that have been manipulating my life, arguably trying to take it away from me in very, very evil ways. I recently met a YouTuber who is a former soldier, soon-to-be former soldier, who is just returning from Afghanistan, where he was involved in, I guess, psychological operations, the PSYOPs group, and he seems to be waking up to some very disturbing things, very disturbing facts about the nature of the war and perhaps his work, and seems to be interested in exploring the truth. And recently he inquired to me about why it's not possible to take a rocket to go to the moon. And Andrew, I'm going to have to ask you to pardon the regalia, and maybe at some point I'll explain. This is a place I go when there's a lot of threat for earthquake activity, and this is a part of my practice, a part of my life that I really haven't revealed publicly at this point. But I wanted to mention to you that after I gave you that information, that I was assaulted, basically, electromagnetically. These people who are protecting the knowledge about the nature of the heavens, that have lied to everybody about space travel, the possibility of space travel and stuff like that. These are the people who have developed the beam weapon technology, the Star Wars people, basically. And they use it on the American citizens. A lot of people probably know that already. And this is one of the most feared technologies, and the reason you don't hear a lot about it is because people are afraid to talk about it, because it's so insidious, because it can be used right through your walls of your house. And they can basically look into your house with a sort of x-ray device and see where you are, point the thing at you, and you get the little thing that shows where it is, and they can stop your heart and do all kinds of insidious things. And right after I told you about that, I was sort of attacked, I guess, by these people. And I refer to them as the Space Monkey Mafia. And they're incredibly misguided people. Most of them don't know the truth. Most of them don't really know what they're doing or why. They're being directed from other sources, and sometimes they think they're doing good things, like yourself, and then they come to find out that they'd been lied to. And it really amazes me that these people go to work for these organizations that lie as a policy, and they think they can get a straight answer about why they're doing what they're doing. And it's the lie. There's the lie that they tell the people outside, and there's the lie that they tell each other inside. And so it's a very, very difficult path, a very treacherous path for anybody that wants to try to move into something like that and affect any real change for anything positive. And so I wish you well on your journey. Unfortunately, you probably wondered why I didn't follow up on the hurricane watch and didn't make a forecast for this past earthquake, because the coronal hole for the Christchurch earthquake, which just happened a little while ago, is there. Anybody that's been following that could have forecast an earthquake in the southern hemisphere, a fairly severe one, and with a little bit of guessing could have figured out that was one of the likely areas. Unfortunately, it looks like it hit close to a city this time, and that it was a fairly major quake. This was a 7.2, which is a very, very large quake considering it was only 4 kilometers from a city. And so, yeah, if we'd had that system put together, I mean, it should be clear at this point that these people who are doing these things are very evil, very, very evil people. Their mission is very evil, and you know, when somebody messes with me, they're basically either putting off the development of this technology, the bringing of this technology to our culture, or in the case that they do successfully eliminate me, then they're potentially eliminating the possibility that humanity will have such a early warning system. And there's a lot of conspiracy theorists who think that these earthquakes are being caused by the government, and the government knows about them and they don't want other people to know. I have a difficult time believing that. I mean, it's a possibility. I do think that there are human connections. I do think that our actions do come back in the form of these things. But I think that the ways that we normally think about how these things are connected don't really align with reality in a lot of cases. I think that it's possible that the HARP device and the LHC both could cause hypertime translation anomalies. In other words, that both of those devices could be used as a sort of fulcrum to move the Earth out of its orbital consistency. In other words, change the orbit of the Earth slightly, and when the time spaces that are coming in from all around to create what would be the Earth's continuity through time space in the continuum don't align, then it creates these problems. So the electrical devices, the big powerful electrical devices, are technically an issue. I recently realized that they might be a problem. I don't know that that has been developed as a technology, and I would be very surprised to find out that it's in human hands. Now, it's possible that there are other sorts of creatures who are manipulating these people. I think it's much more likely. One of the things that I've said before is that this war is on multiple levels. It's a multi-level struggle, multi-level battle that we're dealing with here. And so we have to consider the other creatures on the Earth, giving them the evolutionary credit that they deserve. And I realize that's very, very deep and very difficult to wrap your head around, but that's the level that I'm working with this on. And you know, this is where my knowledge of this comes from. My knowledge of this comes directly from a derivation of these things. It's a synthesis of our human sciences and what I've been able to understand from communing with the Earth on another level. And so, yeah, professional freak. But anyway, this is, like I said, this is not something I'd planned on doing. It's this video. I was just coming here to meditate today. But considering the tragedy that just happened in New Zealand, I thought it was best that I say something and at least bring people up to speed on where I am and what I'm doing.